Good morning. Today is Monday, November 18th. It is like 9:30 in the morning. I'm getting ready to head to work. I teach tonight. But I wanted to try to get a video up before I left. So just to be super clear, there will be no editing today because I would like to get this up for you guys. The last video I put up was, oops, sorry, I just knocked you. It was quite a while ago. I did a joint video with Tina from Tina Stitches and Gail from Gail's Golden Needle. That was 3 weeks ago. And I didn't show any of my knitting at the time because it was already over an hour just with the three of us showing our stitching. So I have lots of knitting to show today. I am going to do the stitching first. So if knitting is not your thing, that's okay. Peace out after. Like I said, I'm Amy. This is Mimi Stitchery. If you are new here, welcome aboard. If you are one of the people that watch me every time I put a video up, oh, God love you. Thank you so much. The comments and the support are very welcome. And thank you so much. Sorry, we're getting into the season with no makeup. I don't know why I feel I need to apologize for that, but my skin is super sensitive. Gets more so in the wintertime, so I tend to wear less makeup even in the wintertime than I do any other time. So all natural here. I find as I get older that's just simpler anyway. But I have a little teeny bit of stitchy haul. I have a little teeny bit of knitting haul. One that was accidental, and I'll explain when I get there. I have 2 finished knitting projects. One I will have to show you a picture of because I've already gifted them away. I have no finished stitching projects. I have secret stitching that I cannot show you, so that doesn't count. Yeah. So I guess let's get started. Welcome aboard. The first one I'm showing you is the first one I always show you, and hold on, I have to take these off the Q snaps because I did not take the time to do that before I grabbed everything to pull it down here. I am filming in my craft area, as you can tell. This is a piece, it's called And a Four Screw. Did I bring the bag down? I did not. I did not bring the picture down of what it's going to look like when it's finished, and I'm not going to edit one in. So if you've been around here for a while, you have seen it. Sorry for all the snapping and all that stuff. I am stitching this on 36 count mushroom from XJU Designs. I am stitching this with Gail from Gail's Golden Needle. We decided, and I always forget to bring a board, we decided that we would split this up in 12 parts and stitch it for the year, and we've since decided that we're never doing that again. We have caught up. I have November and December's I still have to do. And we're still in November, so I'm doing good. It just feels like sometimes we're not stitching anything else, which I'm going to briefly touch on plans before I switch over to knitting, so we'll get there. But like I said, I'm stitching this on 36 count mushroom by XJU Design. I am stitching with 1 thread over 2 on 36 count, which is kind of abnormal for me. Not sure why I started it like that, but I'm liking how it's turning out. So I'm going to put this on here, and hopefully this helps. But this is where we are. I don't know what you can see and what you can't. This is getting pretty big. But you see I'm all the way up to the 2 top corners are done, and I'm working in that bottom corner. That is November and December section. And then I have the words to do in the center, which I'm hoping to have done at the same time. So what I said yesterday, I was on my Zoom with Tina and Gail yesterday, and what I said then was that it'll either be done by the end of December or early January, just like Modern Folk Embroidery's Fruits of Plenty went when Gail and I were doing that. And I think we were talking about both of those things yesterday, and I said both of those things made me feel like I was not stitching on anything else, and she agreed. So the last several years, Gail and I have done things like that together. We did the Modern Folk Embroidery Then we did Year in the Woods, which took us 2 years to finish, and mine's still not done. I don't think hers is done yet either. And then we did this, and I think we have totally different plans for next year. I know my plans are probably going to shock many of you, so yeah. We'll get there. The next one I want to show you, and I got a little work done on this, but I don't think I got a ton done on this at all. This is Autumn Town by Autumn Lane Stitchery. I'm stitching this on a piece of 40 count. I believe it's Heritage by Picture This Plus, but hold on, the tag's still on it. It's Valor by Picture This Plus. Let's try this again. This worked out well the last time. Let's do it this time. There you go. I made some progress down this side and then decided I wanted to go up here, and then got here and figured out I have a mistake somewhere. So I need to figure out how to fudge that around, and this will come back out probably sometime this week so I can get that figured out and make progress. This is one of those pieces that I've been working on with our Stitchy group that meets on Wednesday nights with the thoughts of getting it done this year. I can tell you right now, I probably will not get it done this year, but it's okay. I think that one of these years I'm just going to have a ton of finishes because I like big projects, and they all tend to finish. We'll all tend to finish at the same time. I did some work on some full coverage pieces too, but not enough for you to see progress. And I've moved down in the stitching shelf to try to stitch the shelves in season. So I'll bring that out next time I do a video. But I did not bring it down this time because I would have to take it completely out for you to see any progress. And honestly, taking these two out, look, I got my hair on my sleeve. It shows up really well on the camera. And then taking these two out is enough for me to, not want to do that. But the next one I'm going to show you is my stocking. It is Dimensions Gold. It is called Enchanted Ornaments. I'm stitching this as it's charted. I know Amy Loves Toads finished this, and she subbed out some other colors, but I am stitching it as charted. And I wanted to get up to the cuff and work my way across the entire width to make sure that I was doing what I needed to do. And I have. So this will come down and curve this way. Yep. Come down. This will be the width of the stocking, and then it'll curve this way. So that's where I am right now. I got up to the top, which now means for me, because this is on kind of a stiff Aida, I could actually stitch this in hand now, because when I stitch from in hand, I stitch from right to left, not left to right. So I can actually move to stitching this in hand, which is nice. I may have to do that. This has been coming out more regularly. I have been more in the mood for Christmas stitching, which doesn't really surprise me. I'm an in-season kind of stitcher, as weird as that sounds. And that is really, for the most part, all this... hold on. I lied. I had two that I had already brought down here. I worked a little bit on... let me see if I can get the cover photo out. Land That I Love by Teresa Kogut. I worked on this during the election week. I'm not going to get into a discussion about the election. I feel like enough people have said enough. Yeah. I'm stitching this on 40 count Beach Brew, 1 thread over 2. Sorry, this is very disjointed today. And this is where I am. Got a little done in the strawberries, a little done in the star. Yeah, enjoyed stitching on it very much. This too probably needs to come out more, but we'll talk about that. I actually stitched more than I thought I did. And this just came out for one evening. I worked on Kringles by Little House Needleworks. I'm stitching this on 30 count Parisian gray linen, whatever it's called for. I forget who. I don't know if it's a Zweigart. It might be. And my thought was I kind of wanted to try to get the house built, but that's what I said last year too. So I worked on it for an evening, and I got the brick finished and got down to the Kringle sign. Just started right there. And that's the lower level storefront. So I'd like to get the building done and then just work on the individual rooms. And so that is the stitching that I've completed that I can show you. I have some secret stitching going on. So that's that. My plans for the rest of the year are simply to finish and a 4 screw and stitch on whatever else I want to stitch on. The reality is we're in close to Thanksgiving. My semester is hugely busy at the moment as we end. We're in the last 3 weeks of my student semester, so it's really busy. But I do get some time off at Thanksgiving. I also get time off just before Christmas to into the new year. So I'm looking forward to that. That being said, I will show you Stitchy Haul right now. I'll save the knitting for when I'm in that section. But I got one of these cross-stitch planners. These are from My Crazy Life on Etsy. Her name is Lori. And I got one. Somebody else I was watching showed one. And I kind of like the artwork. But I like more that it's a spiral planner. It lays flat. And there's just simple calendar pages with note pages. And I'm not going to show all of it, but to try to organize my stitching, if not to organize it, but to track it. That and my knitting. I was doing it on my personal calendar, but it gets too busy with appointments and all that stuff. So I'm going to do it in here. That being said, I was talking with Tina and Gail yesterday about, Tina had brought up the Monopoly board that I think the Caffeinated Stitcher is doing. So I'm thinking about a Monopoly board for a week focus for 2025. But I'm also thinking about reducing the amount of WIPs that, floss tube itchy nose, that I'm focusing on in 2025. And only having so many upstairs at my stitching chair for me to focus on. And then when I finish one of them, I can sub something else in. So there's a lot of things going on in my brain about 2025. I can't overplan because my brain just shuts that off. But I do want to have some sort of guidance. Yeah. So I'm still working on that. Stay tuned for that. If you were only here for the stitchy stuff, that is it for that. So you can peace out now and go watch somebody else. If you're here for the knitting, boy, I have a lot. And I'm just going to say, knitting is getting more work right now because that's more portable when it comes to going to work. And that is something I can do when I'm tired. So, yeah. I'm trying to find a picture of this thing that I gifted. Hold on, I have to get on my Ravelry page because I do have a Ravelry page now. It is under Mimi Stitchery. It lists all of my projects, my WIPs, and where they are. And I decided to do that to help me track my knitting. I had it all on a note on my phone, but I'm just worried about losing the note or deleting the note inadvertently. But I was knitting a pair of socks. They were autumn footy socks. The yarn was from 3 by the Sea. It was one of their autumn colorways, and I finished the footy socks and gifted them to my friend. So there is them. I'm hoping she loves them. I also finished my Musselburgh hat for my granddaughter. So that is done. And I believe the rest are WIPs and future cast-ons. So let's talk about, I had Halloween socks started. I had both by 3 by the Sea designs. This is the mystery Hocus Pocus yarn. I'm doing the Rhinebeck Roomy pattern from Crazy Sock Lady on 9-inch circulars. And I only have the one sock through, I'm not through the gusset yet, but getting close. And then I have Grim Grinning Ghost colorway from 3 by the Sea design. Shocker, I love their yarn. This is just a plain vanilla sock on 9-inch circulars, and I have them both in the same bag. And I've kind of put them away until I'm past Christmas. Sorry, zipper. Because I have Advents here, y'all. I have an Advent from Polka Dot Creek. I'm looking at them from across the room. And I have an Advent from Leap of Faith Yarns. I also have an Advent skein coming from the Cozy Knitter. And I have pulled all my Christmas yarn out and put it in a bin on my Christmas table over there that I keep looking at. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I posted a picture of this on my Instagram. And I have my Advent projects picked out. I will show them to you when I start them. And I have no hopes of keeping up with them all, but it's going to be a lot of fun. And I have some new cast-ons coming in the future. But let me show you. This is going to be hard to show. This is the Anthology Throw. Let's see who the pattern is by. The Anthology Throw. Patterns by Helen Stewart. I am a little over halfway through, but it's going to be difficult to show you because I have them on these needles. But you can kind of see the colors. This is from, I'm knitting this from an Advent that a couple friends and I did exchange with each other in July. So this was started in July. I am about halfway through. And it's going to turn out very nice. It's very difficult to show on here though, because I have it all scrunched up on my circulars. But you can see the colors. I'm in kind of this navy, or I just finished this navy blue, and now I'm in a variegated color, this now. And I'm enjoying it. This has been my kind of straight knitting, even though you have eyelet rows. This has been subbing in for my just straight knitting right now because my sweater is almost to the point where it's not straight knitting at the moment. So let's show that. This is my raglan sweater. It's just a simple raglan. I think it was, the pattern was put out by Madeline Tosh. Yes. And the pattern is by Jojo Logatelli. I am knitting this in this Barocco. I have the card right here. Ultra Alpaca by Barocco. In the color, it doesn't really have a colorway. But I'll show you the label just in case you want. Yeah, right side up. And I just tapped into my last skein. And wait till you see this. This is no longer my straight knitting because it is almost done. So I have, I put a gray collar on. This sleeve is done. This sleeve is very nearly done. I'm in the last few inches, like so close. If you compare the sleeves into the rapid decreases, because that's how I like my sleeves. So that one I have to think about a little bit more now as I end it. So that will, it's not my straight knitting anymore. Now you can't even show you my pattern anymore because it's so kind of, yeah. But I've already picked out my next sweater. My next sweater, so into plans a little bit, is going to be the ranunculus, which if you haven't heard of this, you haven't been knitting. This was very popular. I bought the pattern when it was a height of popularity. And then I decided, I had ordered in some of the Knit Picks Brava tweed. I got it in red, green, and natural because I was going to do some Christmas stuff. But then I thought this yarn would be perfect for the ranunculus, I think. So I gauge swatched yesterday, and I met Gauge. So this will be my next sweater. So that is basketed up here, all ready to go with needles in tow. So that's that. My next pair of socks is going to be made out of Pink Lemonade Party by 3 by the Sea Designs. These are a gift knit for a friend of mine. So these are going to be cast on very soon. So that's here for a future cast on. And then the other future cast on I have, besides my Advents, is my Go-Go Dynamo shawl. Stephen West does a mystery knit along every year. I have not participated, but I've watched for the last couple of years, including this last one. And I've decided to knit mine kind of scrappy. And so that is here, ready to cast on as well. That and the ranunculus will not be my kind of straight knitting projects. The socks will. So that's that. I have some knitting haul. A friend of mine went to Rhinebeck, and she brought me back some stitch markers that are, I don't know if you can tell, they're little body parts. So there's a heart, eye, kidney, and a brain. We're both nurses, so that's why that. I got this yarn by mistake, so this is the accidental. My husband asked for neon green socks. So I ordered this yarn from Lofty Loops, not realizing it had stellina in it. And I don't know if you can tell, but my husband really doesn't want the sparkles. But it's beautiful, so I'm keeping it. I'll make socks out of that. I've ordered him some that's not stellina, so I'll make him socks out of that. And I did get, I rejoined Freckled Whimsy's Christmassy Yarn Club in time to get the last one. So this is Merry Christmas, everyone. So this will now go in my Christmas yarn basket over there for socks. I feel like this video has been kind of disjointed, but I really wanted to get one out and be able to put some stuff away. So some of it was self-serving. But sometimes when you don't put out videos for a while, you get kind of in the mood not to do them, and I think that's where I was headed. Because getting everything together can be difficult. But yeah. So I want to put one out. So if you stuck around for this disjointed video, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. This is going to go up as is with no editing, hopefully right now, and then I will head into work. But you have a great day, and like I said, thanks for watching. See you soon.